I understand.
But I did not know that Mr. Buhler, Ken Buhler, was not supposed to have any communication with anyone because he signed a paper in 2010 with this board restricting him from having any communication with any customers whatsoever. He was only supposed to call the auction. And that just looks like it was just, you know, no one cares. I mean,
business properly, and I am asking solely for a license as a contract auctioneer. I will not, under any circumstances, be accepting money, consignments, or anything else. And you'll notice that as part of the board agenda today, my father, Malcolm Buhler, a retired senior business executive, a licensed realtor, and a licensed broker here in the state of Louisiana, has applied for an auction business license, and he will be managing the funds and do the distribution to my consignors.
I asked him to send it.
However, there is another agreement behind this one that's dated, if I'm not mistaken, in late 2011 or early 2012.
I just wanted to clarify. I have,
Mr. Burns, you're not Mr. Fasola, stop. Mr. Burns, you're not recognized.
all I did was raise my hand, Larry.
Mr. Burns, we don't need any comments from you. You've had your opportunity for public comment.
Understood, but all I did was raise my hand.
No.
That's it. If she doesn't want to recognize me, she can so say.
Mr. Burns, you continue to do it. You continue to talk. That's not raising your hand.
I specifically called him and said I need something to verify, you know, that he should not have talked with me. He should not have was not allowed any of that.
Ma'am, that's what I'm trying to tell you. Those conditions changed right after I got on this board. It was either the fall of 2011 or early 2012, and removed a lot of those conditions that he had because it was prevent him from making a living.
In my mind, the injustice has been going on for quite a long time as far as you not having a license and not having the ability to communicate. Auctioneers are communicators, and then looking at contracts and communicating with people, what they're going to have to do is just basic in our business. I think it's time that this board takes action to remove this reinstate your license wholly.
All that was put before the board.
Yeah, and then it seems like it doesn't matter that the restrictions didn't mean anything to Ken Buhler.
All of the issues were presented in the hearing, and you had the opportunity. You did not simply have the board members agree with your position. That's all that took
So
place.
it doesn't matter. He can just not even abide by what has been restricted.
The issue of the restrictions was not before the board.
He wasn't even supposed to be communicating with me. Do you want to read this, Mr.
Ms. Fasola, I've read it all. I was at the hearing. It was introduced and it was discussed. Were you not? You were there at the hearing, weren't you? Okay.
But I don't think that it's shocking that it doesn't seem to sink in that you all don't care that that the restrictions weren't followed. That's what bothers me.
Are you finished?
Okay? Mr. Sewell, explain this one more time. Most of those restrictions on those sheets that you have signed by him were rescinded by this board 9 months before your auction.
You know, how am I supposed to know that anything was changed? I don't think anything was.
Did you call her specifically, ask her for that
I
agreement?
sure did.
Where did you find out about that agreement? From Robert Burns and Freddie Phillips?
I know all about Ken
That's way
Buhler.
I tell you.
Everyone, I thought that since he is answering the phone when you call the state auction services, I had no idea he was not supposed to talk to me. His father, whom I've never met before here, and talking to him on the phone, I had no idea that he was not supposed to be talking to me or coming to my house or getting my things.
Let me do this. I'm going to say this, I'm going to look. Robert Burns and Freddie Phillips was on this board, and that was done. And they signed that agreement right there for the board. Both of them signed. So ask Robert for a copy of it if you don't believe me, because he's got it.
Well,
Please point out. Okay.
what about Mr. Swift?
Who?
Mr. David Swift.
Who is he?
He appeared before the board and obtained a guilty finding on his auctioneer the same way I did. His office filed a bond claim for it. But his things were like household items that they turned into the bonding company from, you know, that my things I think were a little bit more worth than mine.
He didn't receive any of her property, he got no money in her property. They were-
Mr. Swift?
He didn't get nothing.
Yes, he did.
No, he didn't.
So in total, how much money did you receive back? And was this all in cash? Did you receive?
Mr. Brant Thompson, they never even saw his items. They never even could find that they were even visible. How
He
did
did have a list, he did have photographs.
The only thing that we can say is, does he have a right to collect it, and whether or not any rules have been violated, not whether or not he's put the proper value on any of these amounts. We have no way of knowing that. We don't have pictures of it.
When Ken brought them, he scared me to death. I thought he was going to hit me. I was very, very upset.
I understand your position, I understand you're furious with him, you would like to just trash him in front of this, and Robert can put it on the video. I'm sorry that you're not happy with what the board did. We followed our guidelines. Anything else like that, not going to happen, okay?
I'm just saying, I
I'm just
knew
saying-
that he had been in the business for a
Ma'am.
long time.
If you would like to say something that you haven't already said, but if not, we're gonna have to move on.
Well, you found him guilty, well, at least his dad, because he wasn't supposed to be
Right.
communicating. Found him guilty of bad record
Right.
keeping. That's my records that he was keeping from September, the 1st of September to December. I didn't get my things back, and some things were in pieces. What else? I mean, that's supposed to be just okay? I'm very disappointed that this board has failed me, and I understand you all have your way of thinking, but
I'm so sorry if you feel that the board let you down. This is all we can do legally, which we've explained.
why
So-
wasn't that told to me when I called Sandy and Miss Dow told her to tell me what to do, how to fill it out and everything? Why wasn't I told at that time?
You filled it out because you had to have your hearing and you went to the
No.
board. I spoke to you, ma'am.
No.
You didn't even go to Sandy.
No, we're talking about a month ago.
I talked to you.
6 weeks ago I'm talking about. I went to Sandy and I said, Sandy, I want to file a bond. Okay, here's what you need to do. She called Anna Dow and said, Anna, then she called me back and she said, Miss Dow said to do this and do that and do that. So I sat down, I did everything they said to do. I went to her office, I gave it to her about 6 weeks ago, I think, Sandy, right? And I heard back 6 weeks later, we can't file the bond. Although they told me what to do, that, you know, that they were gonna file it. All of a sudden, they're not filing it.
I instructed her exactly as I was instructed by general counsel, not going. I don't make any decisions in the office, I do what I'm told to do, is my point.
Right, and so Anna told her to do that, I did, she called me and told me what to do, and then I get 6 weeks later, oh, we're not gonna do anything. What, does Ms. Dow have an explanation?
I don't even know anything about you trying to get a bond. That's the first I've heard that.